Hey everybody, it's Michael here from, well, both my channels, getfitover40.com and replicaarrogance.com. And you might be asking yourself, what does this product have to do with fitness? What does this product have to do with air guns? Well, nothing really. Fact of the matter is that when I make videos, I need to use products like cameras. Sometimes I have to have lighting setups. But another really important part of the whole video process is the audio. If the audio doesn't sound good, if it sounds like I'm talking to you in a wind tunnel or I'm in the middle of the bat cave and you can barely hear me, it's not clear, then that video just isn't going to be very good. It's going to be distracting. You're probably going to miss out on the main points I'm trying to make in that video. So audio is super important. And over the last several years, I've incorporated lapel mics into my recording so that you get clear sound so that you can hear me clearly. You're not getting a bunch of room echo and all that kind of stuff and background noise while I'm shooting these videos. All right, let's get back to the product on hand. This is a Comica product. It was sent to me for free. Well, kind of. I had to pay for it, but I get reimbursed once I make the video review. But I'm not told that I have to speak super highly of the product or whatever. I just have to make a video review and speak my mind and tell you what I think about it. So the fact that I was paid for it, yeah, does it influence me a little bit? Well, I'm going to be nice, I guess. I kind of want to get future products, but if there's something blaringly wrong, I'll let you know. If I do like it, I'll let you know. So what we're taking a look at today is a WS60, and it's a combo unit. So we have a receiver and two transmitters along with lapel mics, okay? It also comes with a couple different things like this little tripod, mini tripod, and on the back of this actual receiver, it's got a clip so you can attach it directly to your phone. So what we're going to do today is we're going to unbox the Comica WS60, take a look at what's inside, maybe turn it on, things like that. I've got some batteries here, just go over some basic stuff. And then I'll play around with it a little bit, kind of skip ahead and let you hear what it sounds like compared to what I'm using right now, because obviously I don't have it connected to my smartphone. I'm actually recording into my smartphone right now using another lapel mic. So I'm using this guy here. This is a lavalier condenser mic. And it's basically, you can have it powered or you can have it passive or active. So it works with a number of different things. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to do the same thing with the Comica WS60, be able to use it on smartphones as well as cameras that require a powered input, so to speak. So, okay, so that's what we're doing. Right now, we're not listening to this mic. We will switch over later on once I've had a chance to obviously get out of the box, put some batteries in it and all that. Okay, let's take a look at what's on the box first. It's always good, right? One trigger, built-in smartphone holder, 60 meter working distance. Okay, you can see you've got these, works with phones and cameras. So I'm assuming it's powered because it does seem to have a volume adjustment, which makes me think that the receiver sends out a powered signal. We'll play around with that. And I do have a device that requires a powered input. The Osmo Pocket the Osmo Mobile Pocket does require power. You can't just use any microphone with it. You have to put the adapter in and then use some sort of a powered mic. So that was something I found out after some trial and error. All right, so we got some specs on the back. I'm going to be posting these over in my written review, so let's not get too much into detail. But it's a 12-channel unit, has a 4 hours of external power, obviously built-in antenna, minus 60 dBc, so that's stray radiation. I'm not even sure what that is. Sound delay of 20 milliseconds. So that's basically the delay. So when you speak into it, from the time that you actually hear it on the other end is 20 milliseconds. Audio distortion, 0.5, signal to noise, 65 dB. Audio input, 3.5 millimeter jack. It takes AAA batteries, of course, those little guys that are super expensive. Okay, and working temperature, not a huge thing. All right, so, and then the receiver has similar specs. What's different? Not much, really. It's all kind of the same. Just says the radiation frequency. What the heck is radiation frequency? I think that's a misprint. I think they're just talking about the frequency of the audio, like radiation frequency. Seriously? Okay, that's probably just the audio frequency. That's what that looks like to me. 20 hertz to 18 kilohertz. I'm not really sure what happened in the translation there. There's hopefully no radiation coming off of this microphone. Okay, let's take a look inside. So as you can see, it does come in a nice box, like a nice case here, right? Comes in the box with a case inside. So that's going to keep everything nice and safe and secure. Let's open it up. Okay, so you got this little handle on top. Inside, of course, we have a manual. Now I have taken a peek at this really quickly. We're not going to get too into the manual. I'll just show you it really quick, okay? So, again, a lot of the same stuff will be inside here. But you can also see that there's this microphone here that they're alluding to. And I have one of these guys, so that's kind of cool. So essentially, this is like a 12-channel microphone, or has different channels, and I can select channels on it. And this one actually came with a USB connector so that I can plug it right into a phone, right? And unfortunately, my phone and the USB thing just don't 100% agree. And so what happens is sometimes I get a little bit of a bobble in the audio, like just a cutout here and there. So problem is, when I'm connecting to my phone, not with a microphone input, but a USB input, something's going on. It doesn't like it. The two aren't completely 100% agreeing. And audio can cut out. So if you're recording something and you're dependent on that audio and it cuts out, well, it's a deal breaker, right? So I haven't been able to use it too much, but I have used it in other situations with other devices, and it's worked very well. It just doesn't seem to work with my phone, okay? All right, so let's take a look here. So this situation, I'm not going to be using the phone USB input. I'd be using the actual receiver and using a line input into whatever. So that should eliminate that problem, okay? So we've got different things here, how to put the batteries in, right? How to, basically all the different settings and things, which we'll kind of go over real quickly once I power it up a little bit, okay? So just, you know, how to use it, all of that information. So let's get to the good stuff. Here we have the receiver, okay? It's got this carbon fiber look, okay? And you've got this is where you would adjust your, I'm guessing, right? See how you can do this, right? And you can put on a smartphone, attach it right to a smartphone. And apparently you can go pretty big with it, so it does adjust out pretty wide. Okay, I have a fairly wide phone. It looks like it should be fine with that. You also have your battery input here. Okay, 3 AA batteries. You also have a way to attach this to a tripod, so you can actually just kind of have it hanging out on a tripod if you're not using it with a phone directly. So I'm probably going to use it with my phone, just to record right into my phone, just because that's probably going to be the best way. That's the way I do now. All of my stuff is I record into my phone, and then I just sync up the phone audio with the camera audio, and, you know, Bob's your uncle. Now I could go right into the camera, but the camera I'm using right now doesn't have an audio input, so I have to sync up later. But my Osmo Pocket does have a camera input, so I could maybe use that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to strictly stick with this as my input recording device, because the preamp will be constant throughout the video, and we'll get the same sound, you know, basically the same testing from both microphones. You'll be able to tell the difference. So, okay, so we have channel A, channel B, a power button. We have an ARF, and so there's going to be some little LED, some little lights that show up here, BRF, and then we've got channel A, channel B, AB, mono, stereo here. Okay, that's for camera or smartphone. So different input settings. Okay, so pretty cool. That's the receiver, and then we have the transmitters, 2 of them. All right, so again, this carbon fiber look. Okay, really nice. And then again, we have similar stuff on here, power, channel selector, which one you want it to be, A or B, right? So we'll have to have one on A, one on B, right? And then this guy here, I can also change it over, I believe, from A to B as well. I'm not sure where I do that, but potentially I should be able to. We'll have to play around with that, but this is more about these guys, not the standalone mic. And then we have a low cutoff filter. So what that does is it can potentially get rid of like some wind noise, the pops when you do the P's. It cuts off some of that low frequency rumble that you might get, and just makes things a little bit clearer, but then you might lose a little bit of bottom end. So we'll try it in both settings. Okay, let's take this foam out. And so we get a little tripod. Okay, and this can be used to connect like right to here, right? We can connect it to there. See, pretty cool. You could use it with other stuff you have too, why not? We have a little box here. Oh, that I ripped. They never open like perfectly, do they? They always rip, at least for me. Okay, so this is like a little doohickey you can use to put it on here, and if you want to adjust like how it angles and stuff. So if you wanted to use it with a camera, you could use it with the camera. You could use it with this guy. It's just a little extension and a way to adjust the angle of whatever you're putting onto it. So that's kind of nice. It comes with that. Alrighty. What do we got here? Oh, we got two of these. These are what a lot of people refer to as, I think, dead cats or something. I can't remember. I've heard people call them funny names. But these are like the little foamies that you put over top of the lapel, right? That help to get rid of some of that wind noise and stuff. So you put it over top of the lapel. I think they call them a dead cat. Yeah. So there's two of them. One for each microphone. Dead cat number 2. Okay. And of course, getting to the good stuff. All right, so lapel mic number 1, and it comes with a little foam cover, and that's going to help with just some rumble and stuff and wind noise. So that's going to help a little bit, get rid of, you know, some background stuff, a little too much crispness. That'll just soften it a little bit as well. So you got your clip here, put it on your shirt or whatever you're doing. Okay, and it's nice because if you look at how long this cord is, it doesn't look like it's super long, but it's long enough to get to the receiver or the transmitter. It's not too long. The setup I'm using right now is just like, here's part of it. It's just like, it goes in my pocket. Like this is going in my pocket. It's going through my shirt. I got all this extra cable. It's got this big thing on it here, and this is for, right, let me show you what this is. This is for adjusting if I want to do camera or if I want to do smartphone. So that's the powered setting for a camera, right? So you can see that it's obviously a lot bigger and takes up a lot more room, and it's kind of like it gets all knotted up and I got to untangle it, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it is what it is. It works good for most part, for me at least until now, until I get this guy going. So we have 2 of these. And what else do we have? Okay, so this is going to go from your receiver to your phone, okay, or your camera. So this will go from here. And by the way, I didn't show you this over on this side, but let's show you quick. Okay, so we actually have an output that would go to your camera, and then we have a headphone jack. So you can actually monitor with the audio. So if you have a dedicated camera guy on the other end, he can monitor the audio and adjust actually the volumes up and down for each A and B microphone, right? So that's cool. If one person's not as loud, you can adjust it. Now, again, there's like a stereo button on here. All right, let's get that to... We have a stereo, mono stereo. So I'm wondering if when you're in stereo, you have channel A on left and channel B on right or something like that. So that might come in handy if you want to separate the audio channels in post and actually be able to adjust them or EQ them independently in software. That might be an option. So I'm going to play around with that. If you have it in mono, then both channels will just essentially come through on one channel. So both microphones will come through on one channel. I'm thinking stereo separates them. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, but that's what I'm assuming. Okay, so again, this goes from the receiver to your smartphone or your camera. And then we have one other thing in here. Just rip it out. I'm not going to keep all this garbage. So we have a way to charge the devices. I don't think they're really charging them. They call it charging, but it's powering them. So it uses a micro USB, or sorry, USB-C to charge the device. Again, I said charge, but it's actually power, because you're not really charging it because these are just regular batteries and they're not rechargeables. So you're powering the unit. So let's say you forgot your batteries and you don't need the receiver to be mobile, so to speak, so you can plug it into an outlet of some sort, or you could even just use one of those little mini power things, like a little mini power bank, attach it to here. Sorry, my computer's making noise. We'll turn that off. And then you can actually power it without using batteries in it. So that's cool. And so both of them actually have this. Now, again, if you're going wireless and this is the transmitter, you're going to probably be walking around and won't want to be attached to a power cord. But again, you could use one of those mini power banks, those little guys, right? Plug it into here. And if for some reason you can't get AA batteries or AAA batteries, or you forgot them, and all you have is this, then you can use that as a, you know, a backup way to keep the power going to this guy, especially if you're using it all day. You run out of batteries, but you do have a power bank or something you can plug in. So that's cool. All right, I'm gonna quickly cut to loading in some batteries here and turning them on. We'll at least kind of go through some of the menus on the screen. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna record any audio at this point from it, but I wanna show you some screen features and things like that. All right, let's do that. Okay, so I have both of these units turned on, and I actually have a microphone attached. Now I'm not recording through this microphone yet, but you can see here, we're getting an input, right? You can see how when I talk, you're getting a little bit of an input there. And so we have, it's selected channel A, and we just have the low cutoff on regular, but that doesn't matter for this because you can't hear any of the difference. It's set to, I think, what channel is it set to? I don't even know. It says at the top there, but I can't read it, it's too small. But it's got a channel, you can see that it's selected to A, and then over here on this guy, right, you can see that we're getting a signal in to channel A, and not channel B, and you can see that it's pretty hot because the levels are going pretty high. It's set right now for a smartphone, but that doesn't matter. We're not plugged into anything. And right now I have A and B on the bottom there, so right there selected. So it's going to have both A and B inputs, and B is not receiving anything at this point. You can see channel A right here is receiving, channel B is not. This is AB. We got input going right there. Pretty cool. So if I bring channel A input down, so I just brought the input down. Notice how we're not getting any signal. I'm talking, right? I'm gonna bring it up a bit. See how I'm getting a little more level, but as I go jack it all the way up, it gets a little too loud perhaps, right? So once I'm monitoring that, or my camera guy's monitoring it, he can adjust it on his end, make sure there's no distortion or that one person isn't too loud over the other. All right, really cool. Now, I didn't really clarify the importance of a 2-channel system. For me, it's super important because I do interviews sometimes, especially when I go to SHOT Show with the Replica Airguns channel, and I'm interviewing some of the distributors there, some of the airgun company people, and I'm talking to their representatives. So both of us can now be mic'd up independently and have independent audio coming in. There's not going to be a lot of cables hanging around. So it's very, very convenient to have that set up. We're not going to get a bunch of background noise. I'm not going to have to hold a microphone and try and jam it in their face, you know, my face, their face. You know, if I'm trying to hold a product, I got to hold the microphone at the same time. It's kind of inconvenient doing that, and that's what I've been doing to get good audio. I've been using a standalone mic, but next year, basically January 2020, I will be using these microphones, hopefully, for SHOT Show, and have myself mic'd up and the sales rep or the representative there who's explaining the product mic'd up separately, so it should be really cool. All right, we're going to move on to some testing of the actual audio to see what it sounds like. You'll be able to compare it to the audio I'm using right now. So we're going to try it with the new Comica WS60. All right, I've got everything going here. We're recording audio using the Comica WS60 receiver and transmitter receiver setup here. I've got just one microphone working right now. This guy here, I've got another one over there. We might turn it on and see what the stereo feature does, because I'm not sure if it actually records left and right from one, like one would be left, one would be right. I don't know. I did just try it really quickly with my Pocket, DJI Pocket Osmo, and it works, but only in mono mode. When you're in, you have to select camera, mono, and it does work. So I'll be able to use both of these lapels right into my DJI Osmo Pocket, which is cool. I can use that standalone without actually having to use the phone as a receiver or as the recording device. Right now we're using the phone as the recording device, and right now I have the audio basically pegged full. So the neat thing is that this software will compress the audio, it will adjust it, but I am going to bring the audio down a bit just to see if that makes a difference, you know, as long as we're not distorting in the actual Comica before it goes into the camera. So hopefully, even though I brought it down a little bit, I'm going to bring it all the way down. It didn't look like it was reading anything. So I'm going to get it to be like just before it, you can't really see it, I can see it. So I brought the audio up so that it's not pegging the whole time, probably about 3/4. And so if I show you this side, I don't know if it'll focus, but okay, so you can see that the audio is not like totally pegged, and you can see that that other button that's blinking, that's the other receiver. So for now, I'm just going to turn that one on just for fun to see if we can get like a left and a right type thing happening here. So I'm in mono mode right now, so If I tap this, you should be able to hear that. So that's pretty cool. Double check. Yeah, I can see. It's making some noise. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go stereo now just for fun. I don't know if we can just change on the fly. So let's do like a stereo thing here. So let's go left, right, left, right. Now I do have different audio levels going on. So I'm gonna peg them both. Left, right, left, right. So the audio is full at this point. If I am getting some distortion, you know why. I'll try not to speak too loudly. I'm gonna do another test. So I'm gonna put this guy down here. I'm gonna put on my camera glasses. We're gonna turn them on. We're gonna get video recording. The video is recording. I'm gonna go for a little walk in my C-can. So if the audio cuts out on here, we'll have some audio in my camera glasses. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a short walk, but this is a metal C-can, so I'm not gonna go outside. It's raining out. Just gonna walk away a little bit. You know, it's 40-foot C-can, so about 40 feet tops here. Okay, so don't mind the mess. We're walking. I'm all the way pretty much down at the end here. Okay, this is pretty much about the extent that I would test, because I am going to be shooting videos in here with this setup, so hopefully we don't get any cutouts. And I'm going to walk back into my office. And you might have noticed a little bit of a sound difference because there's a lot of echo in there, but hopefully it's not too much. Okay, so I'm going to take these off now because they've done their job. We've recorded that bit. Okay, put them away. We'll sync that up later. That's pretty much it. I mean, this is a pretty cool setup. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with it. I just want to see what the audio sounds like. Obviously, that's the most important thing is what does it sound like. Let's just try a couple things real quick here. I'm going to run the cutoff. So this is low cutoff. So basically, you might lose a little bit of bottom end, but it will help with some, you know, that pops. Let's try that and some rumble sounds. You know, if you get really wind noise and stuff, can't really simulate that. Let's put it back here. This is no cutoff. I don't know if it made a difference, but that's what that does. Okay, we're on channel. There's not much I can do other than low cutoff on here. On here again, I can do mono and stereo. We are going to go mono again, and I'm going to turn this guy off for now. So it's really easy. These are really easy to turn on and off. You just hold the button down for a couple seconds and it goes on. When you hold it down for a couple seconds, it says off. So it's really easy. Sometimes you don't know how long to hold it for. It's really easy to know how long to hold it for. That's pretty much it. I'm going to really utilize these guys, hopefully, with all my videos, whether they be the fitness videos or whether they be the airgun videos, you know, doing the interviews. It's going to be awesome. Being able to monitor right here, like my camera guy will be able to actually hear in his headphones what the sound sounds like and adjust, make sure nothing's getting too distorted or is too loud or too quiet. So it's going to be awesome to have this set up in the future for my videos. All right, I want to thank Comica again for supplying this WS60. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more follow-up videos. I think what I might do really quick is just on the very end of this video is just tag the DJI with this microphone plugged in, because it will sound a little different. It's a different preamp on the DJI, but I want to just try it to see what it sounds like. Just tag it on. It's going to be like a little extra bit at the end just so you can hear it. Okay, but other than that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for replicairguns.com and getfitover40.com. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. I've got my DJI Osmo connected to the WS60 here. And yeah, so the DJI Osmo is pretty cool because it's a gimbal. It'll follow me around. It shoots in 4K, 1080p, all kinds of stuff, 2.7K. It's a really cool camera. It fits in your pocket. And now I can adjust or attach a microphone directly to it using this product, and even two microphones to do interviews, all kinds of crazy stuff. So hopefully the audio sounds pretty good. I am going to adjust it just ever so slightly because just in case the audio is a little too hot, I'm going to bring this down. So I brought the audio input down just in case. Oh, it's lost my tracking. Let's retrack me. There we go. It found me again. So I'm going to adjust the audio down just a bit, just in case the preamp was getting a little overwhelmed with the volume. I don't know, right? I haven't tried it yet. So once you get to know a product, you can do all these settings beforehand. But since this is the first time I've used it, then that's kind of how it goes. Pretty cool, hey? It's like I got, oh, it lost me. Come on, there I am. Yeah, didn't like my face for a second there. All right, so that's the test with the DJI Osmo and the WS60.